The kids love to hit in T-ball, so obviously batting is a very important thing you want to incorporate into practice. But again, having one kid bat while 9 kids wait to have their turn is not the most effective way to teach them how to swing the bat properly. What I would recommend you do is have your 3 or 4 kids at this hitting station stand on the first base line, and in this particular drill you want to even give them more space in between each kid, because the idea is we're going to have a bat in every child's hand, and while that's a good thing, it also can be very dangerous. So you want to make sure there's plenty of room around each child. You might even mark their position with a cone just to make sure they don't move in between swings. Once you have every child at a cone or at their space with their bat, again, refer back to that Simon Says game and get them in the right position. Again, Simon Says put your right foot on that first baseline. Simon Says put your left foot a little bit further than shoulders width apart. And you can demonstrate this as the coach so they can watch you as you give these instructions. Simon Says bend your knees just slightly, bend at the waist just a little. And then here's one of the things we really want to make sure we teach kids. Simon Says to take that right elbow and point it back at a 45-degree angle back toward the ground, not up as many coaches have in the past taught children. The first thing that you do when you swing a baseball bat is your elbow has to come in and down. So if their elbow is up, it would actually make them swing up as opposed to level. So again, elbow is back at a 45-degree angle, and we're going to teach the kids. Simon Says take a small step with that left foot directly to the pitcher, and then swing through with a slightly downward or level swing. The advantage of having every kid have their bat and do this is they can get in 15, 20, 30 swings even in a fairly quick amount of time, 5 or 10 minutes, as opposed to, again, one kid swinging at the tee. So again, use this drill to be able to get the kids a lot of swings and then transition them to taking turns off the tee. Of course, hitting off the tee is very important for kids too. They enjoy hitting the ball, and one thing we're going to do with only having 3 or 4 kids at the hitting station is allow one kid to hit, but there'll be more chances for the kids in the field to have a play on the ball. So take turns, let one kid come in, and what I would suggest is let you have them hit 4 or 5 balls, and then they're going to run the last one out so that they're not running the entire time. This will allow them to get more swings. They'll run around the bases that last swing so they get practice running the bases as well. The kids in the field, as soon as they get the ball, should be throwing it towards first base. And if you're using tennis balls, the nice thing is you can keep the kid at the plate swinging the bat, and even if a kid does get hit with a tennis ball, it's not going to hurt or intimidate them in the future. One other important thing when hitting off the tee, notice the markings on the ground that we used in this drill. You want to make sure they're batting behind the tee. That sounds kind of different, but you want to make sure they're hitting the ball out in front of them. So I've placed these marks on the field. It may be a good suggestion for you to do that with some way at your practice or at the games. Have them start with their right foot on that back mark, left foot a little bit further than shoulders width apart on the second mark, and then when they swing, they're going to step and try to land that left foot on that front mark. And as they swing through, they should keep those feet on those marks. A lot of kids will want to step out, or they'll want to pick up their back foot. And the most important thing in hitting is to have a good foundation to hit off of. So we want to teach kids to just keep their feet nice and stable and controlled and have a good solid base to hit off of, and that'll really help them out in the future. The next thing you'll notice in this drill that I used for one child who was having trouble with an uppercut is I put a second tee a little bit behind the first tee, and I raised it slightly up. Now you can either put a ball on both tees or just leave a ball on that front tee, but what this will do will challenge that child to swing a little bit down on the ball, which is what we want. Good line drives, good hard grounders, no easy pop-ups. So that tee will force them to swing over that tee just slightly, and it's only raised an inch or two above that front tee. That'll teach them to swing down on that ball, and they'll become a much better hitter as they get to the older age groups when the ball is being pitched as opposed to sitting on a tee.